CAT 2023 slot 3 LRDI section. The first puzzle which we're going to take today, the puzzle was about a coaching class. Let's go through it once. In a coaching class, some students register online and some other register offline. No student register for both the classes. That means there's no intersection. When we say intersection, that means offline is different, offline is different. There's nobody here who's taking both. Then they say the following facts and table pertain to these registrations numbers for the 5 months, January to May. So the data which we have, that is from January till May. The table shows the minimum, maximum, and the median. Now, minimum, maximum, and the median. Median means central value. In any month, it can be. The first row shows online registration, second shows offline, the third row shows total number of registrations. The following additional facts are known. In every month, both online and offline registrations numbers are multiple of 10. January, the number of offline registration is twice that of online. April, online registration are twice of offline. And the fourth point says number of online registration is March, same as the number of offline in February. And the number of online registration was the largest in May. The online largest in May, that means this is 100. Let's make a table and let's start solving this out. So let's first of all make a table for this. Now, after making the table, let's write down the components, the particulars I mean. Now here we know it is for 5 months, so it's January, February, March, April, and the last month we have May. We have online registrations, then we have offline registrations, and then we have the total registrations. And then they have given us some hints, minimum, maximum, and median. So let's write the online one 40 minimum, 80 median, 100 maximum. So 40, 80, 100. The online is 40, 80, and 100. The central number is representing the median because median is the central number, of course. Offline shows 30, 50, 80. 30, 50, 80. And the total which they have, that is 110, 20, and 30. This is 110, 20, and 30. Now all the 5 information which they have given to us, let's go them one by one. The first, it says in every month both are multiple of 10, that is okay. January, the number of offline registration is twice that of online. So if we take in January, the online is X, the offline gonna be 2X. The total will be automatically 3X. The first line is done. Second line is also done. The third line says April online is twice. If online is twice in the month of April, let's say it is 2Y here, and offline will be Y, and the total will be 3Y. X and Y are the different variables we are taking. Third line is also done. Every line, every word is very important, cat. So make sure you complete everything carefully. The number of online registration is March. Online March is equal to offline February. The offline February, let's say Z should be equal to online March. That is Z again. The next information which we have, the number of online registration is largest in the month of May. The online registration largest is 100. As we already said, it's going to be maximum in the month of May. That is also done here. Now all the information done, so let's move to the questions. The first question which we have, what was the total number of registration in April? The total number of registrations in April was how much? Let's see that. Now that is 3Y. That means it's a multiple of 3. And the total values is minimum 110, maximum 130, median 120. And we know all these numbers gonna be multiple of 10. So there are three values which are only possible, that is 110, 120, and 130. And out of these three, only 120 is a multiple of 3. That means this value is 120. And that further means y is 40, because 3y is equal to 120. So y is equal to 40. So this is 40 and this is 80. The month of April is done for us. Same for the question. The total number of registration in the month of April was 120. The second question. What was the number of online registrations in January? Now, in the month of January, we have to find out X. Now, if I start with the minimum, if the online registration, if I take X as 40, then this has to be 80, because this is also a multiple of 3. That again, only 120 is possible here. So this is also 120. This is 80. And this is 40. January is also done. Same for the question. The online registration in January is 40. The third question which we have, which of the following statements can be true? The number of offline registrations was the smallest in May, and the total number of registration was smallest in February. So we need to understand May and February first. Now both are not done yet. Now May online is 100, maximum can go up to 130. So this can be 10, 20, 30, but offline minimum can be 30. That means it can't be 10, 20. It is only possibility that is it is 30. That means May registration is also 130. This means in my question, the number of offline registration was smallest in May. This is right. Now let's check for February. Now in February, offline and March online numbers are same. We have for the offline, the median is 50. So this is 30, 40, and this is 80. That means one of them has to be 50. Here, the median is 80. So 40, 80, 100. Matlab, one of these has to be 80 or less than or more than 80. Because 80 is the central term. So it can be, both can be 80 also. Not a big deal. Then the median is 80. And this also can be 80. Not a big deal. But then 80, 80, 160, there's a lot of combination going to make. So let's solve it one by one. A very simple approach and effective one. I know the offline median is 50. That means either Z is 50 or this is 50. Let's say Z is 50 first. Now, if Z is 50, in that case, my median for the offline is 30, 40, 50, 80. Now, this number has to be 50 or more than 50. And for the online, the median is 80. So 40, 50, 80, 100. This number has to be 80 or more than that. So more than 80 is not possible, because if I make it 80, the total becomes 130, which is the highest. That means this has to be 60, because we have to make one of these months equal to 110 also. The first option we have. The first case. The second case which we have, let's take this as 50. Now if this is 50, my median is done, 50, that is 30, 40, 50. This is the median now I get. Now this number can be 50 again, or has to be more than that. So minimum is 50, but if I take this as 50, this also become 50 and the total become 100. And that is not possible, because minimum is 110. That means Z can't, this cannot be 50. If I take Z as 60 here, This has to be 60 again. And here, now my median has to be 80 because for the online, the median is 80. So 40, 60, 80, 80, 100. But now this becomes 140. That means I can't take Z more than 50 because 140 is not possible. Maximum is 130. So simply my answer will be the case number 1, which we have done before. That means Z has to be 50. And these numbers has to be 80 and 60. And these will be 130 and 110. Now let's go back to the question and solve it. The second part said the total number of registration of the smallest in February. But if we see February is 130 we are getting, that is not the smallest. So that means that information is not right. So this is not right. The answer we should have only one. Question number 4. What can be concluded about the number of offline registration in February? That is offline 50. That is the answer here also. The last question. Which pair of month definitely had the same total number of registrations? The first is January and April, February and May. January and April, February and May. The both are option possible. That means the answer is both 1 and 2. You see, we have just solved this puzzle in approximately 10 minutes. And you see, if you are sitting in the CAD exam, I don't think it's going to take more than 5 to 6 minutes even. The only condition is you should be quite clear what is given to you in the question. And you should learn each word, each line, and you should understand that very carefully. And then implement that. So it's all about implementation. It's not about any ratification, any cramming. It's all about basics. It's all about understanding the concept clearly. We'll come back with the next video and the next puzzle also. Meanwhile, we'll really appreciate if you will subscribe this channel and comment or and like also. Thank you so much.